My security camera caught someone entering my room while I was still in it. I don't remember when I first started feeling that something was wrong in my house. Maybe it began with the silence, too heavy, too deliberate. I'd been living alone for 6 months since my roommate moved out for work. I told myself the quiet was peace, but the night the camera caught it, I realized peace and emptiness aren't the same. It was a Tuesday. Ordinary. I worked late, came home, showered, prayed briefly before bed, and placed my phone face down on the nightstand. The blinking blue light from my security camera faced the door. I liked it there. It made me feel watched, but in a safe way, like a guardian eye. At 2:37 a.m. I woke up to the faint hum of static. The air felt thick. My body knew before my mind did, something was moving. I turned slowly toward the camera's light. It was blinking red, recording. I reached for my phone, half asleep, thinking maybe a cat slipped in or a curtain shifted. But when I unlocked the app, the screen froze for half a second and then loaded. The timestamp read 2:34 a.m., 3 minutes earlier. The feed showed my room exactly as it was now, the dim light, the blanket, the shape of me under it, and the door handle turning. I didn't move. The footage continued, the door opened, slow and careful, as though whoever was there didn't want to wake me. A shadow entered, tall, indistinct, but clearly human. My heart stopped. The shadow moved toward the bed. Then the camera glitched. When the image returned, the door was closed again. But here's the part that froze my blood, I hadn't heard a thing. No creak, no step, no air shift. And when I looked up from my phone, the door was still closed. I sat there for what felt like hours, too afraid to breathe. Finally, I whispered a prayer. Lord, if there's something here, show me your strength. The stillness felt almost like an answer, nothing moved, but the air calmed. I eventually fell asleep, phone in hand, whispering psalms under my breath. The next morning, I rewatched the footage. It was the same. Every time the figure appeared, my body under the blanket didn't stir. I sent the clip to my cousin, a technician. He said maybe it was a glitch caused by compression. Don't worry about it, he told me, but I could hear in his voice that he didn't believe it either. That night, I angled the camera differently, toward the mirror across the room. I wanted to see if maybe the light from outside was reflecting weirdly. Around midnight, as I read a few verses to steady myself, I caught something in the mirror. A movement behind me. Quick. Subtle. I spun around, nothing. But when I looked back at the mirror, the reflection of my bed was slightly delayed, as if it were catching up. My hands shook. I prayed longer that night, louder. Father, whatever this is, it's not stronger than you. At 3 a.m., a loud click echoed through the room, the camera turning itself on. The screen lit up my face. My reflection behind me smiled. I didn't move. My pulse thudded in my ears. The reflection tilted its head, and the door in the mirror began to open. I turned, half expecting the same motion, but the real door was still closed. The reflection's door opened wider. A figure stepped in. Its outline shimmered like smoke, but what terrified me most was its posture, head slightly bowed, as if listening to my heartbeat. Then everything went black. I woke up at sunrise, sitting on the floor, my phone still recording. The door was open now, and the camera battery was dead. For 3 days, I couldn't sleep. The shadow didn't appear again, but every night the temperature dropped exactly at 2:34 a.m. When I prayed, the air warmed slightly, when I stopped, it grew cold. I called a pastor friend, told him everything. He didn't laugh. Sometimes, he said, when fear enters a home, it's not always the enemy outside. It's what you let linger inside. He asked if I had been holding anger, guilt, or grief. I hadn't realized it until that moment, but yes, I'd been angry at God since my father's death last year. That night, I prayed differently. I confessed, I released, I forgave. As I did, the camera light blinked once, then turned off completely, as if power itself bowed out. The silence after was unlike before. It wasn't empty, It was peaceful. For weeks, I kept the footage but never watched it again. The pastor blessed my house, and I began to sleep normally. Yet sometimes, when I pray late, I sense someone listening, but not the same darkness. This one feels gentle. I learned something that night: evil feeds on fear, but faith starves it. When I finally let go and called on his name, the shadow lost its shape. If you ever feel that same chill watching you from the dark corner of your room, don't just run or record it. Speak his name. Light always answers.